Hi everybody, Anthony Powell here on YouTube, my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be coming to you guys 1 to 2 times a week, really going through the nuts and the bolts on how to build an organization within direct sales. And many of you guys know I got started 22 years ago. And like many people, I was interning in corporate America, going to college, and I realized that, working for somebody else only is going to keep you broke for the rest of your life. And so how I found that out was, I was in this vice president program at a medical supply company, and one night, this gentleman was crying, and he was the senior executive vice president of the company. When I went to his side and opened his door, and there he was crying. He said, "Listen, AP, I've been here since I've been in high school, in my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and my early 60s. I gave up my weekends, my holidays to get the title of Senior Executive Vice President, and they're going to lay me off before my retirement." And see, yes, he had a good job. Yes, he made decent money. But at the end of the day, see, somebody else is in control of this guy. And they let him go. And that was the day that I said inside of myself, it's up to me. And 5 months later, somebody brought me down to, this big meeting. And, I noticed average people making extraordinary incomes. I saw people getting unbelievable health results. And it totally, impacted me. And then I was introduced to the greatest leaders of all time. Still today, I've never met somebody in a group of men that were this impactful to humans. One of them was Mark Hughes, the owner and founder of Herbalife. Larry Thompson, which was the greatest network marketer of all times when he was in his prime. He's been retired for, 18 years now. Jim Rohn. You all know Jim Rohn, the business philosopher, unbelievable Jim Rohn. And then a gentleman named Dr. Katzen, one of the greatest doctors of all times. And these men got me to see above and beyond where I was. Okay? And so today's topic, you want to write this down, is called building momentum. And when you build momentum, see, most people, when they start an organization or they enter into the industry, they think that, oh, well, hey, I'm after residual income. I'm after just, working a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm going to have this big, enormous check off of a very few amount of people. And listen, that may happen to you, okay? That may be where you luck out and get one hot person or two hot people and you get a check. But let me make you clear on something. You really don't want that to happen to you, because then your skill set never shows up, because then what happens is you ride on somebody else's check. And what happens is those people end up owning you because you're blindsided by free money. And see, what I've always been taught is this, okay? If a man or woman pays you for 8 hours worth of work, you give them 10, 12, 15 hours, worth of your labor. You get there early and you go to bed late. You leave late, you get there early, you do it over and over and over again, and then what's going to happen is you're going to be the one that has the skill set. You're going to be the one that over time takes over that department or that company, because you're the one that has ownership of doing whatever it takes, in the entire, scheme of things. So going back to direct sales, I took that same approach here that I did at sports and that I did at my job, okay? So it wasn't like one of these things where, even though I was 19 years old when I got started, it wasn't hard for me to, take fundamentals that were already taught to me and plug myself in. So I took the same fundamentals: work extra, work harder, stay late, did all that. So when my mentors, Larry and Mark and Jim Rohn and Dr. Katz, and then my own personal mentor, Mark Doyle, sat me down and said, "All right, AP, here's the deal. We need to do a plan, a 90-day plan." And what a 90-day plan is something you're going to do every single day for 90 days. You want to write that down. It's a one-day plan done for 90 days. And what that is, your goal is to get X number of invitations, which then sets up X number of presentations, which then gets you the signups. Okay, get you the signups. And this is the big thing that I see so many of you guys are missing, okay? You know, you go, hey, I talked to somebody, they said no. Who cares if they said no? You're going to have to get a lot of no's along the way. You're going to have to get a little stronger. You're going to have to get a little bit better about getting past these no's. But the thing is here's what you got to write down. It may take you 5 invitations to get one person to show up at a meeting or to an online broadcast or to a video online, right? What you got to do is you got to log the information. You got to write it down because what you're creating is history. So get a Word doc, make an Excel document. Whatever you do, create some sort of document that's invitations, presentations, signups. So you can create a ratio of, hey, it takes me 3 invitations to get one person to show up. So you know you're in control, okay? Because here's the deal. When you know how many invitations it takes you to get a presentation, then you know however many people you present to will give you another ratio of what's my presentation to sign-up ratio. And it goes like this. This is what Mark Hughes used to teach us all the time. If you have 10 people you present to, you're going to get 2 to 3 people sign up. So we're going, okay, we had to figure out how to get 10 people at the meetings, 10 people sitting in seats. That was our job. So we had to go back one more step. How many invitations to get one person? So for me, in the beginning, I sucked. I didn't do very well because I was scared, I was new, I had to go through the ratios to get the job done, right? But see, I didn't quit. What I did was I went through the numbers and I found myself, because I went through the numbers, getting myself good enough to where I got 3 to 1. I talked to 3 people, I got 1 person to show up, okay? And then I kept doing it. I talked to 2 people, I got 1 person to show up. So what you got to do right now is you got to understand, you got to get your invitation to your presentation ratio down. You can draw up a script, you can work on it, fine-tune the script. See, I do all that myself. I've got my own scripts, and later on I'll share those with you. But really what you got to do first is invitation to presentation. See, many of you guys are sitting there going, hey, I haven't had someone sitting in a meeting, but maybe 1 a week. Guys, 1 person sitting in the meeting a week is not going to get you the check you want unless you're there for part-time or below part-time income. You need to get butts and seats. And this is what I always did every single week. I got 10 people a week sitting in seats or on online broadcasts. And this is what happened to me. Let me explain it to you. Okay? Once I got my invitation to presentation down, then I got really good at the close at the meeting, at coming off the broadcast. And here's what my ratio was. For every 3 people I presented to, I got 1 person to sign up, 3 to 1. 3 presentations, which means 3 people sat in the meeting. I got 1 person to sign up, 1 more person to eat the product. 1 said, no, get out the door, bye for now, right? But I kept the rotation going. Invitation, presentation, sign up, / close. And then here it went, okay? Once I figured this out, I went, okay, you know what? I figured out how to get 10 people in seats. And I was starting to sign up 3 people a week. If you do the math, 3 times 4 is 12, right? I was personally signing up 12 people every 4 weeks. Then when I just said, listen, my mentor said, okay, AP, you're doing fantastic. What you got to do now is you got to get 50 presentations a month. Now, I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you to understand that you got to get good at getting your momentum going. And your momentum is really important that you get off the ground and you go, because momentum is the key to business. The first thing you got to do is capture momentum. The second thing you got to do is you got to further momentum. So that's what we're talking about first. You got to get your invitations down. Then you got to get the presentation down, and then you got to get the close / sign up down. Each one of these is how many invitations to get 1 presentation, how many presentations to get 1 sign up. You've got to know those numbers. Then what you got to do is you got to get people through the rotation. And then here's what's going to happen. Magic happens. Because once you start building momentum, then the signups happen. My mentor first got me on signing up 10 people a month / 12 people a month. And here's what happened. You've got to get this down. Okay? This is why I'm one of the top income earners of all time in the industry. Not because I was anything special before this industry, but because I took the notes and I did the work. And here's the work that I did, okay? I signed up a minimum, okay? I got 50 presentations a month, and I started raising the bar up to 15 people every single month I started signing up. And guys, here's my numbers, okay? I did 50 presentations for 36 months. I went crazy for 36 months. Like, I mean, out of control. And 15 people every single month I signed up, or every 4 weeks, whatever you want to do. Now, that's 1,800 presentations that I had in 3 years that I personally did. Me, Anthony Powell. I did the presentations. And out of that, I signed up 571 people. And out of that, 162 people got a builder pack equivalent. And out of the 162, 27 people, rose up to like a diamond or above level. And of those 27 people, 14 people I made a fortune off of. I mean, we're talking 6 figures a month plus. So did I sign up 1,800 people? No, I presented to 1,800 people. But see, if you look at it, I wanted to go after making big money. So I had to do 1,800 presentations. I signed up 571. 162 people got a builder pack. If you look at my numbers, I didn't get huge conversions from the sign-ups of the builder packs, did I? 27 people basically became a higher pin rank. And of the diamond type of people, right, I got myself, or kind of diamond platinum type people, I got myself all the way to 14 people, 14 different lines with, hundreds of thousands a month, millions, okay? So as I did this, I learned along the way. My presentation got better, right? Wasn't very good in the beginning. What I was good at is doing the work, getting the bodies, talking to the people, getting better reading the script, getting better getting people to the meeting. Then my meeting got good, where I wasn't closing very good at the beginning. Then I became the master closer. Then it became what? The master trainer. And see, what you're doing is you want to get as many people as you possibly in, because X number of people are going to be people that are going to be people you wish you would have never met. Complainers, excuse givers, all this nonsense. The next group of people are people that are going to be on and off. 1 minute they go, 1 minute they don't. The last group of people are your leaders. And see, the art of this business, when you build momentum, is you've got to be the person that develops leaders. You can't develop one guy that goes, phew. You can't have that. You've got to develop leaders, okay? That's the art of the business. You're not going to sign up one guy and develop the one guy into a leader. It's not going to happen. You've got to do the numbers, because the numbers are what gives you the what? The sign-ups. Sign-ups give you the people, and the cream rises to the top. You treat everyone equal. The people will step up. This person will go, hey, I'm the person you wish you would have never met. The next group of people is, hey, I'm on and off. They're going to tell you they're going to win, but they're here, they're gone, they're here, they're gone, they're here, they're gone. The last group of people are your leaders. You say go left, they go left. You say right, right. They just do what you tell them to do. You see, the big difference with me and other leaders in the industry, and I'm not going to put anyone down, I love everyone in the industry, is when I started making the big money, I didn't stop producing. I kept in the game, just like I'm doing right now. I just threw my hat back in the game, okay? I'm going for the #1 spot in the company I'm currently in right now. But that's not the point of the message. The point of the message is for you. If you say you're stuck, you're not stuck. What you are is you're not doing invitations. You don't have enough invitations to get the people in the seats or on the online broadcast. Okay? Then you got to follow up. Boom. Based on what you saw, where are you going to get started at? This one, this one, this one. You got to get good at following up and closing the people. See, the meeting closed it. And then lastly, you got to get people in the training, and you got to get them going and duplicating exactly what you're doing. And at the end of the day, you do it over and over and over, and little by little, you have you and one other person going with you. And then 3, and then 5, and then 10, and then hundreds, and then thousands of people. And listen, the thing you don't want to do is lose momentum. Once you've done all the work to get there, don't get blindsided by a couple hot people. You keep going. You set the pace of the pack. You be the leader of the organization. You make it happen. And you know what? When your people see you've got the most people at the meeting, you've got the most closes, you've got the most signups, you're the one moving the check the fastest, then your group's going to follow you, and it's going to be magical. So here's the thing, guys. In conclusion, you've got to be the person that gets off this broadcast right now. Don't lie to yourself. What are you doing? You got yourself how many invitations? You go, oh my gosh, I've only invited 3 people this week. No wonder I only have nobody coming to the presentation. You got to get good at it. Go get with your mentors and say, hey, will you work on the invitation with me? And then you got to go do it. It's going to be a little bit scary at first. Anything in news is scary, right? Then it's going to become old hat. Then you're going to have to be the person that starts to help with the presentation. You'll get it. And then you got to be the person that goes and closes, get the money, and boom, here we go. So I challenge you, get your workbooks, get your documents, whatever you do to track the invitation, presentation, sign up / close ratio, and magic will appear. Guys, we're going to be doing a lot of this on YouTube. Stay tuned to my channel because listen, being one of the top earners of all time in the industry, I'm going to sit here and teach you all the little things that my mentors taught me to get to the top. So if I was you, I'd be plugging your organizations in here. This is a generic trade. I'm not going to pitch my company. I'm not going to be pitching anything but just generic direct sales. So what you need to do is take notes, plug in, don't miss anything, get your organizations truly attached to this information, because what's going to happen is you're going to see little by little the message is going to get into your team. Little by little you're going to see your check rise. And you know what? I'll be coming to your town or city soon as we do big workshops on how to drive lines and pull volume. Till then, we'll talk to you guys in the next couple of days, and bye for now.